watching and they said, he's from America. I said, that's great. To have the Pope from the United States of America, that's a great honor.
Some Catholics were not so happy about the image of you looking like the Pope.
Oh, I see. You mean they can't take a joke? You don't mean the Catholics, you mean the fake news media. Not the Catholics loved it. I had nothing to do with it. Somebody made up a picture of me dressed like the Pope, and they put it out on the internet. Maybe it was AI. Actually, my wife thought it was cute.
I would like to share a message from Secretary Marco Rubio following the election of a new Pope. The United States looks forward to deepening our enduring relationship with the Holy See with the first American pontiff.
Where did you get the idea for reopening Alcatraz?
Just an idea I've had, and I guess because the judges, so many of these radicalized judges, they want to have trials for every single, think of it, every single person that's in our country illegally, that came in illegally, that would mean millions of trials. It's long been a symbol, Alcatraz, of law and order. So I think we're going to do that, and we're looking at it right now. It represents something very strong, very powerful in terms of law and order. Our country needs law and order. Alcatraz is, I would say, the ultimate. We'll see if we can bring it back in large form, add a lot.
Do you have any cost estimates on reopening of Alcatraz?
It should be on the table because we need detention beds. I think that's an appropriate place for the significant public safety threats, national security threats. Why not? Right? What's the difference between that?
Do you have an idea how expensive it is?
I have no idea.
When you get rid of that artificially drawn line, somebody drew that line many years ago with like a ruler, just a straight line right across the top of the country. When you look at that beautiful formation when it's together, I'm a very artistic person. I said that's the way it was meant to be. But, you know, I do feel it's much better for Canada. But we're not going to be discussing that unless somebody wants to discuss it.
As you know from real estate, there are some places that are never for sale.
That's true.
We're sitting in one right now, you know, Buckingham Palace that you visited as well.
That's true.
And having met with the owners of Canada over the course of the campaign last several months, it's not for sale, won't be for sale ever.
When you consider what Mr. Carney just said, that Canada is not for sale, does this make the discussion a little more difficult to start on?
No, not at all. No, time will tell. It's only time. But I say, never say never.
The president has made known his wish about that issue for some time. I've been careful always to distinguish between wish and reality. I was clear there in the Oval Office, as I've been clear throughout on behalf of Canadians, that this is never going to happen. Canada is not for sale. It never will be for sale.
Mexico is saying that I offered to send U.S. troops into Mexico to take care of the cartel. She wants to know, is that true? Do you think I'm going to answer that question?
That's why I'm asking. We'll see.
I will answer it. It's true. If Mexico wanted help with the cartels, we would be honored to go in and do it.
Braco Garcia is a citizen of El Salvador and should never have been in this country and will not be coming back to this country.
You've read the Supreme Court decision. Does the Supreme Court decision not require you to facilitate the return of Mr. Abrego Garcia?
The Trump administration is complying with all court orders and judges' orders.
Does the Supreme Court order require you to facilitate the return of Mr. Abrego Garcia?
Is a citizen of El Salvador. It is up to the president of the El Salvador to make the decision.
You're a defendant in the
if he
case.
is coming back. It's been a big topic of conversation between all of us. Immediately,
but the discussion ends when the Supreme Court rules 9-0 that you have to facilitate his release. And the fact that you can't even acknowledge the wording of the order, which commands you to facilitate his release, and you advertise to this committee that you are going to willfully ignore the ruling, and that is incredibly chilling for the balance of powers in a democracy that relies on the executive branch to honor decisions made by the highest court of the land.
The movie tariffs, what they've done is other nations have been stealing the movie-making capabilities from the United States. If they're not willing to make a movie inside the United States, then we should have a tariff on movies that come in.
I would think that perhaps as early as this week, we will be announcing trade deals with some of our largest trading partners.
Despite heightened uncertainty, the economy is still in a solid position. The unemployment rate remains low, and the labor market is at or near maximum employment. Inflation has come down a great deal, but has been running somewhat above our 2% longer-run objective. In support of our goals, today the Federal Open Market Committee decided to leave our policy interest rate unchanged.
If the chairman of the Fed, Jerome, if he would lower interest rates like China did, like I think UK did, but like numerous other countries have done, it's like jet fuel, it'd be great. But he doesn't want to do it. I think he doesn't want to do it. Probably he's not in love with me. I think that's right. It's sort of a crazy reason, but that's the way life is.
China says in order to have substantive negotiations, you have to bring down your 145% tariffs. Are you open to pulling back your tariffs in order to get China to the negotiating table?
No. Today's agreement with the UK is the first in a series of agreements on trade that my administration has been negotiating over the past 4 weeks. This is now turning out, I think, really to be a great deal for both countries. I don't know, I'm not so sure. They also said, they're the only country I've heard, they said, well, we're going to go counter. We're going to try going someplace else. That's okay. Let him go, and we'll put 100% tariff on his toys. He won't sell one toy in the United States, and that's their biggest market. We had some very good news last night. The Houthis have announced that they are not, or they've announced to us at least, that they don't want to fight anymore. They just don't want to fight. And we will honor that. We will stop the bombings.
Secretary Rubio has decided to merge the responsibilities of the Office of the Palestinian Affairs Office fully into other sections of the United States Embassy in Jerusalem. This decision will restore the first Trump term framework of a unified U.S. diplomatic mission in Israel's capital that reports to the U.S. ambassador to Israel.
Our new ambassador brings to this position a lifetime of experience at the highest levels of business and politics. So, David, I want to congratulate you. This is as big as it gets. This is a very, very extraordinary man, and you're going to do a fantastic job. And say hello to President Xi when you're over there, please, okay?
Congratulations. I want the world to know that I know this man personally. He loves this country, and I am glad to be your man in China. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. President.
Any reaction to the attacks between India and Pakistan?
No, it's a shame. We just heard about it. No, I just hope it ends very quickly.
This morning, Secretary Rubio spoke with Pakistani Prime Minister Sharif and Indian External Affairs Minister Jai Shankar. In both calls, the Secretary emphasized the need for immediate de-escalation and called for an end to the violence.
The first peace offer that the Russians put on the table, our reaction to it was, you're asking for too much, but this is how negotiations unfold.
Vice President Vance said Russia was asking for too much to end the war. Given that, do you still have confidence that...
When did he say that?
Earlier this morning.
Well, it's possible that he's right. He may know some things that, because I've been dealing with this and some other things, but some decisions are going to have to be made. I'm not happy about it. I'm pleased to reveal that the 2027 NFL Draft, that's a big thing, will be held right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., on the National Mall.
Russia has been banned from playing the next World Cup. What's your position on that?
I didn't know that. Is that right?
Yeah,
You want to
that is
explain?
right. They are banned for the time being,
Okay.
from playing. But we hope that
He's the boss. I'm not the boss on that. I have nothing to do.
we hope that something happens and peace will happen, and then Russia
possible.
can be readmitted. So that's what we hope.
Possible. Hey, that could be a good incentive, right? We want to get him to stop.
You mentioned the G7 and you said it used to be called the G8.
Yeah.
As the host country, you can actually invite Russia to the G7 plus one. What's your thinking on that right now?
When I say that if it was the G8, if Russia were in it, I think you probably wouldn't have this ridiculous, deadly war going on right now.
To get Russia back into this group?
No, I think it's not good timing now.
Of course, everybody is welcome to come and see this incredible event. I know we'll have visitors probably from close to 100 countries. We want them to come, we want them to celebrate, we want them to watch the game. But when the time is up, they'll have to go home. Otherwise, they'll have to talk to Secretary No.
Obviously, there's a lot of coverage right now about what's happening in Newark in the airspace. The whole system needs to be redone. We need to build a brand new air traffic control system. And so specifically in regard to Newark, we've slowed down the traffic. right? So safety is our mission. With that, it's caused delays, right? It's caused cancellations.
This administration is not just ignoring the constitutional power of the people's elected representatives. It is also violating the fundamental right of individuals. Do you believe that the Constitution grants everyone in our country the right to due process, including non-citizens?
The administration has the authority to...
Ma'am, I'm looking for a yes or no question. Yes or no. Do you believe the Constitution... Yes, ma'am. Do you...
We have
ma'am,
not conducted
claiming my time, Mr. Chairman. I'm trying to ascertain your understanding of the law as it applies to your department, and you as its leader should be able to give us a yes or no answer, because judge after judge has ruled that the law is not being followed.
The FBI, they're reviewing, there are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn. There are hundreds of victims, and no one victim will ever get released. It's just the volume, and that's what they're going through right now.
The U.S. Surgeon General, who never finished her residency and is not a practicing physician. So can you explain why you picked her to America's top doctor?
Because Bobby thought she was fantastic. She's she's a brilliant woman who went through Stanford, and as I understand it, she basically wanted to be an academic as opposed to a surgeon. I don't know her. I listened to the recommendation of Bobby.
Motherhood. The life-changing event that makes women invincible and exposed at the same time. It's remarkable, really, that my son's life creates unimaginable, unpredictable concerns and thrills for me, even until this day. All caring mothers understand this rare feeling. Nothing against fathers, of course.